You are now listening to the Youth Fusion Radio Hour.
Hey everyone, welcome back to dun dun dun, the last episode of the Youth Fusion Radio Hour, which is the last episode of this season. Now I know some of our dedicated fans, I'm talking about you, Mom, will be sad not to hear us every week. But have no fear because summer is here.
Man, it's summertime already. Personally, love summer. It's my favorite season of the year. Love the heat, the sun, the colors, everything that comes with the summer. I'm not sure about you guys, but if you notice all the bees buzzing, the flowers are finally in bloom, the trees are covered with leaves, you got fruit like watermelon coming back into the season, and then also like the rivers and lakes now are frozen around us, etc., etc. There's so many pretty things to look at during the season. But, of course, there are also some not so great things, depending on where you live, such as where I am. It's super humid, disgustingly humid. And, of course, we also have lots of bugs since we also don't really have much, wind. Yeah, that's the thing that keeps bugs away usually. So, all day you have to be wearing bug spray, which sucks. But whatever. So those are some things I like about summer. What do you guys like?
My favorite aspect of summer, Natalie, is the beach. Those are some traffic wave noises for you. The beach is my happy place, as most listeners already know. I am Nova Scotian, and that's awesome. But that in Nova Scotia, you are never far away from the beach because we have lots of them. Besides the beach, I also love camping, reading, because normally I have a lot of free time, and surfing, which is quickly becoming my favorite hobby, but also involves the beach. And surprisingly, there's quite a few surf beaches in Canada, which is so gnarly, dude. So gnarly.
Well, I also love the summer. It's usually when I go back to Europe to see my family. I'm already there now. Didn't get to see them except for my auntie, but I'm very excited to see both my parents again in July. Anyway, Like I said, I enjoy the summer times. I was supposed to go back up north this summer, but plans have changed. I really enjoyed my summer in the bush last year with the flies, mosquitoes, the flies, and more flies and mosquitoes. Just kidding. There's so much of them. It was like I had a helmet made of flies. Anyway, I even bought myself, do you guys know, this little hat with a mosquito net? Yeah. Everyone was giving me a hard time in Waskaganish when I was wearing that, but I was really happy about it. I even gave it to one of my good friends who is a teacher there, so she saves it for me when I come back to Canada and we go camping together. But apart from that, honestly, summer in the bush is so perfect. The trees, it smells good, the light, it's so beautiful. I even swam in the river in Waskaganish and I ate moose meat burger outside. I think that's what I really like in the summer is eating outside and bonfires and grilling stuff on the bonfires and also ice cream. But I really like ice cream.
Yeah, now it's more acceptable to eat ice cream all the time.
True.
Oh, by the way, did we tell you that you're listening to the Youth Fusion Radio Hour? If so, now you know.
Okay, well, kind of gearing away from our talk about why we love summer, and before we get into our next portion, we're just going to do a quick little game, as we've been doing for our podcast. So today's game, not sure if you guys remember, Annie actually introduced the game to us a few weeks ago. I just kind of made guess what that word means. I think that's what it was kind of called. But pretty much we have the name of a phobia, and you guys need to guess which one is the correct definition of the phobia. Okay, so here we go. So it is summertime. Your friends suggest that you guys go on a hike in a local forest. You have bathmophobia and tell your friends you'd like to pass, so you don't want to go. Your friends have no idea what that means, and you tell them you can't go because you feel one of the following. So again, we're thinking of bathmophobia. So you can't go to the forest because A, can't be around that many trees, as you have a fear of trees. B, you're worried that you may come across a fern, and you can't risk that because you have a fear of ferns. And C, think that there may be too many steep slopes on the trail, and so you have a fear of steep slopes / also stairs.
It's a tricky one. I would have thought it would have been like a fear of like getting a bath.
Yeah, me too.
I know. So I was like, that's an interesting. It must be like some kind of Latin term that like one of these three, like whether trees, a fern, or like stairs / steep slopes means. But you'll find out in the next 10 to 15 to 20 minutes.
I love these games. Anyway, so in the spirit of summer, we're going to keep calm and summer on. Even though this summer is not what it normally is, we're still going to make the best of it and have the best summer ever. So, in that case, we're going to talk some more about summer and also about High School Musical 2, because we obviously love High School Musical so much, and because High School Musical 2 is also about summer. So for those who haven't seen High School Musical 2 or want a small refresher, it's about summer break for the kids of East High who are looking for some fun in the sun. Troy is job hunting because he wants to fund for college. He manages to gain employment for him and his friends at the country club, which is owned by Sharpay's family. However, Sharpay has a hidden motive for getting him hired with the Wildcats because she has a crush on Troy. Troy, in turn, gets caught up with all the opportunities and possibilities of Sharpay's families can offer him and kind of forgets about his friends. But eventually he realizes how important friendship is, and he apologizes, and they all come together and sing beautifully in the talent show.
Yeah, it's quite similar to the first movie, I thought, given that, again, it's where he was hiding what he was kind of doing, and then his friends made him feel super bad for the opportunities he had. That's what I felt, at least. But yeah, at least they came together and showed that healthy relationship characteristics that we talked about in our last episode. Anyway, so the movie starts with the line, "Learning is not seasonal. So do allow the shimmering lights of summer to illuminate your lives," etc., etc. So the teacher says this at the beginning. And I thought it was actually really interesting because she speaks about how you guys could still do kind of some more educational activities during the summertime. So we will be getting into some examples of fun and educational activities you could do at home. Even in the movie, I felt like that line foreshadowed what they were learning throughout the movie. So a lot of the characters learn more about themselves, or maybe new tricks and tips, I don't know. And so one example was how Chad, which was Troy's friend, he learned from Evan, who's Sharpay's brother, for those guys who don't know, that baseball and dance are very similar, though he really didn't want to dance. So that is the saying, "I Don't Dance," which is my absolute favorite song in the movie. I remember as a kid, I was super obsessed, and so I'm so happy it's come back into my life. But again, you never know what summer holds, so you guys have to kind of remain open-minded and kind of enjoy everything you could do.
That's my favorite scene too, Natalie. I really like it when Ryan Evans starts working with the staff and brings everybody together for the talent show. And when Troy tells Sharpay he's not going to sing with her, Ryan tells Troy that he shouldn't because he doesn't want her to be alone up there. And I think it just really shows, like you said, the strong values of relationships and friendships that we talked about in our last episode on relationships, which if you haven't already listened to, should definitely go back and listen to.
It's pretty cool how he does do that for his sister, given that she kind of was mean to him before. She totally ditched him for Troy. But even though it was kind of like going then against her that he didn't want to sing with her anymore, he tried to convince Troy to do so because he still has that brother-sister relationship with her.
we all remember that first scene, right? Like with the teacher, and the first song has a lot of good thing in there. And I think I remember when that student was like just trying to have the teacher talking, and he asked her, "What's your favorite summer memory?" And I think there is this idea that it's really easy to make good memories in the summer because you're like on vacation, like if you're like us, for example, and you have much more time for yourself. Well, if you found a summer job, like most of the High School Musical cast, well, that's also awesome. Very good job. All I can say, like my good tip for the summer is really to go enjoy the outdoors. You can go like for a walk. The days are longer. Usually the sun is shining and your body really needs that vitamin D to be happy and strong all year long. And you can try Brittany's running challenge on the Facebook page to get that vitamin D and to get that good cardio too. Running is always a good way to get some fresh air. For some of you who still have to stay home a little bit more, like you can go run by yourself. You can be socially distant from other people and still like be feeling relaxed and good. Or you can try yoga with beginner video on YouTube, like Ryan and his mom. Like you can even do yoga with your mom or your sister or your brother. Really, the key is to relax. We had a stressful year, all of us. We all need to be prepared for next year, which hopefully is going to be awesome. Don't be a Sharpay. Like, she's way too stressed out to have a perfect summer, like she's claiming to. I think she's missing out a bit. Like, she really want to control everything. So don't be like a Sharpay. Relax, have fun. Personally, I think I'll try to pass my driver's license this summer. Finally, it's about time. I failed before. I'm trying again. Now that I'm 30 years old, I think I can learn how to drive a car. So I'm thinking about all of you who enrolled in the driving summer course in the north. Good luck. Don't forget to persevere, and you'll probably have more chance to pass than me anyway, so you're good.
No, be positive. I
And
believe
hopefully,
you can do it.
hopefully also you'll have less cars on the road. So
I
it'll be,
suck at driving, honestly.
as everyone knows, this is gonna be a very different summer than what we're used to. All public events, pretty much everywhere, have been canceled. That includes festivals, like concerts, parades, and powwows, and more, of course. So all of us podcast hosts, have had our own plans canceled. Maria already said. I bet Bernie has too. And all of you listeners as well. I bet you were not thinking of sitting home all summer long, but you can still find something that you like to do where you live. So I hope to personally find something to do in my community, such as volunteering. So giving back to the community. If your listeners like how this sounds and would like to give some of your time to those around, check out if there are any opportunities in your community to help out. So maybe there's someone that needs help with cleaning up their yard after the winter, or you're going to be picking some berries out in the forest to share with others. Another idea you guys could do, so this is personally my plan for the summer, is to finally get back to learning a language. So I kind of started this before this all happened, but then I totally just stopped. So I've been using this application on your phone called Duolingo. Those guys who've never heard of it, it's spelled Duolingo. It's free on your phone. You could like pay for extras, but you don't need it. It's super easy and super fun. I felt that I was like semi-speaking another language, kind of, not really, but of course everything takes some time. If you don't have maybe a phone, you could also go on YouTube, or Spotify also has like how-tos of how to learn language. If you're trying to learn maybe American Sign Language, right? There's a whole series of lessons also on YouTube, which would be your other cool language to learn if you're interested.
Yes, like Natalie said, this summer is a great opportunity for you guys to try something new that maybe you've never had time to do before. For me, I plan on learning and teaching myself the guitar. This summer, and of course, a lot of beaching and camping, hopefully. But the summer is also a great time to try some fun, cool DIY projects like knitting or beading or journaling or just learning a new skill. Like Natalie said, you can do Duolingo, which is super easy.
Yeah, and I think speaking of beading and learning a new skill, maybe now is a good time to pick up your phone and like FaceTime with your grandma or granddad and learn new skill yourself. Don't go see them. You're still supposed to protect your elders. But yeah, take the time. They can teach you stuff about like bush survival or like how to make a parka or stuff like that.
For sure. And those kind of, speaking of so much like camping, if you guys are interested of even going on a hike or a longer journey in a park, maybe in your province, I did a little bit of research to see what's open, mainly just in Ontario and Quebec. So in Ontario, according to the Ontario Parks website, all parks are actually open for like day hiking, with a few also open for camping. Those of you guys who do live near a park. So I know when I worked in Nishnaabeg, they were right on White Lake. So you guys have free access to White Lake Provincial Park right beside you. And also when I was then looking at some parks, so in Nunavik, there seems to be a lot of them open. So if you guys are interested, you could go on literally like a 9-day planned journey throughout Suyak or other parks in Nunavik. If you are from the area, you could probably just walk there yourself, hopefully, or canoe. Those of you who live more south, outside of Nunavik, so in southern Quebec, there are more parks that are open. If you go on the CEPAC website, they have more details. So a few that I know maybe around some of our listeners that are open, like you guys are busy. And then those maybe of you who are close to Montreal, you have like parks like Mont Saint Bruno and more. But then again, you don't also have to go to a park to be outside or hike. You could go on the land around you with your family, camp nearby where you live, hunt or fish on the land and in the waters. So if you aren't also interested of going too far away from home, you can also do some projects near your house. So help your parents with repairs, maybe build and grow a garden. Again, going back to some community work, maybe help elders around with some repairs they need. Of course, at a distance, but if they won't be leaving their houses, you might as well then help them with any repair they may need outside.
Yeah, and there is always something fun happening in this time of the summer. The community cleanup! Woo-hoo-hoo! Because we all remember when the snow melts, we see all the disasters that the dog made during the winter when they attack your garbage bag and all the garbage flew everywhere. So community cleanup is a good moment. There's always prize. I don't know if it's organized, but if it's organized, please do jump in. Go pick up that garbage bag that's gonna kill so many like goose and beavers in 10 years and put it in a larger garbage bag and save nature. All right, guys, I think those were all awesome ideas. Like Brittany said before, this summer is going to be a bit different than the usual, but it doesn't mean it can't be awesome. So please share your summer plans in the comments section.
Yeah, maybe you guys want to start a podcast like us after you listen to our second episode of How to Make a Podcast. But anyways, okay, so now it's time to learn what bathmophobia really means.
No.
So, do you guys want to guess?
Yeah.
I think it's fear of ferns.
Okay.
I
Marie?
think it's a stair one.
And the winner is Marie. So bathmophobia is the fear of stairs and steep slopes. So if someone's going on a hike that might have a really steep slope, I guess you're not going on it. Hopefully you guys guessed the same thing. If not, you guys could look up there are the fears of ferns is a thing and the fear of trees. I don't remember what they were, but it is out there if you look up phobias.
Anyways, guys, that is it for us. Thank you so much for listening to us each week. It was truly a pleasure to make this podcast for you guys. I hope you all have a happy summer, and goodbye for now.
Yeah, hopefully we'll see you guys in the future. Have a safe summer.
Yeah. Enjoy yourself.
Bye.